Blah, blah. Hello. How we doing? How's that long pause in between hello and how we doing? Alrighty. Think we're there. We're back. We're building things apparently. Oh, that begs the question. You have stuff. I have stuff. Cool. Alright. So continuing on where we left off, building the circuits. Now, one of the things I really need to figure out is I can fly. Well, first of all, I need to remember that I can fly over the water, so I'm not bound by geography like the spiders are. Second thing is, I need to figure out what's wrong with that supply train. Why turning off the train stop won't let the train go to the stop. Yeah. Oh, your pumps, that's why. There we go. That's much better. Well, I presume to be much better. We don't need to make a full blueprint for that. I don't know why I was holding down Control Shift for that. Alrighty, and lastly, do I upgrade you? No. Some of the spiders should have materials for. Let's carry this on. Yeah, ideally the supply train would actually do this and build it all out automatically, but I don't know why that stuff doesn't work anymore. So that's something I need to... Well, we've learnt that last time. It's something I need to inquire about. You come over here. There we go. Alright, so you're unloading... We got iron and copper. We got low frames. It seems to have settled down. And I think this one's entirely built now by the looks of it. Right, what do you got on you? I mean, these are basically for building outposts, these spiders. They're not really intended for building this kind of stuff. They can, however, blow up cliffs. Since they're marked for deconstruction, I might as well do it. There we go. If nothing else, it helps. We're losing frames again. We're not losing. Sure. I hope that's not too... Just making sure everything's actually working. Ooh. Okay, I think it's stabilized. Alright. You... Go down there, and you finally find your way back there. Wow, you're actually unloaded? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of running back and forth, I think. Ooh, that's actually one interesting thought with this. Is this going to stockpile a lot of fluid trains instead of storing, like circuit trains that'll go back into itself? Could be a... Well, we'll see. Could be a problem, might not be a problem. Morning, Laser. Technical issues? Apparently. So Twitch is having issues. That is very strange. Nope, it's back. That was weird. I don't know where that came from. Just very randomly just died and then came back. Yeah, it was like it was saying it was fine, and then I look over at the Twitch side and it says bad things, and then it's like, hang on a minute, and then it just goes to the disconnect screen. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to fix this. I hope it fixes itself, and it did. I've already forgotten what I came down here for. Probably more stuff and supplies is probably what I was here for. We go. Oh, we're getting more of them. Not got those. You're probably going to be scooping up a lot of belts. Potentially a lot of those. It's just feeling cantankerous. 301, 234. Actually draining the foundry supply pretty impressively. Up go a whole lot of foundries. Those are all foundries that it's launching. What about you? What are you at? 224. What's the postal service hold? 200. I might raise that to 500. And if and or when it's fully satisfied, I'll send it back to Gleba. Scoop up some more stuff. This is sort of the slow part of reconstruction. Is there's a lot of back and forth. I find as you're shuffling around. I mean, there's a lot to an extent. There's a lot to do on every planet, but at the same time, there's a sort of a limit as to what you can do concurrently. These are a bit of an interesting one. I'm not sure how to deal with those yet. We'll see. So with I can show you. I haven't really played around to it. It's something that I've been meaning to do, but I haven't done yet. There's a thing you can do with train stops. Well, there's many things you can do with train stops, but there's a thing in particular you can do. If you grab a wire, I'm going to need a train as well. Plop on like that. Send a train. Yep, that's wrong. One U. There's an interrupt that I can potentially do. If we say like labs, because this is intended for the labs, of course. Interrupt condition is as cargo. Add interrupt station. No. Circuit condition. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think I need to add another. I'll start with the train stop. So, I say it's the labs. There's a thing you can do. I noticed this ages ago, and I don't remember if I mentioned it already, but there is actually 4 wildcard parameters. So we've been using item and fluid, and to a lesser extent fuel, but there's also a circuit signal. So I can have a circuit signal like that. Hey, 55, how you doing? So like that there. And I could have that say, like A. This actually doesn't specifically apply to the labs, but labs is the most practical of uses for it. So, for the lab interrupt, so we take the target station is... Done it again. Done it again. Nope. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Yep. Wire. Go to, say. There. Making a right hash of it. say wire go to interrupt condition. So you say item count. Have some of that greater than 0. Go to wire, which means I need some of this. As I say, I haven't fully played around with it, so it's just something that I've sort of headached out. And if I say L, let's say just say has cargo. And now you should be wire go to. Okay, you don't actually. You didn't read the circuit signal. Or it didn't read the circuit signal. And this is why I need to figure this thing out. It's a YouTube VLDAC. Oh, because this train stop actually exists. No, it still did that. You're not supposed to do that, I thought. So, the way I understood that signal is it takes the circuit signal that's wired to the train. And match the first signal that passes all weight conditions. And replace that signal with the train. Replaces reach the tag with the train stop name. Oh, it passes all first signal that passes all weight conditions. So has cargo isn't a valid so circuit signal greater than 0? I guess not. Yeah, I'm gonna need to investigate that one more. The way I understood it was that it sent the it took whatever was being sent to it, but I guess it's more involved than that. It's something that I saw a lot of potential in. Really soon when it arrives at the station. It was meant to be when whatever satisfies the weight condition. The thing that I actually hope it doesn't have is that I have to say like L greater than 0. As in, I mean, L is probably a poor choice because this thing also uses L, but I think it's disabled at the minute. Are you actually on? Send train. It might need to actually be sent there as well. Ah, there it goes, yep. Of course, yeah. It occurred to me, and it should have occurred sooner, that having it not stopped means it's not going to read. Yeah, there it goes. That's better. Yeah, they must wait at the station. You can't use, yeah. They have to actually be stopped. No, the problem was I had a manual. I didn't assign it to go there, so it wasn't actually reading it. Silly mistake. Yeah, that was the behavior that I understood. So that's something that needs to be that I need to do for the labs. And I have a when I first saw that feature added, I had an idea in mind of how to revive the old train controller to implement it. So that'll be interesting, but I sort of want to get things a bit more developed before getting too deep into that. But as I say, the labs potentially need that sooner rather than later. It will need some kind of entry system to then tell it what what lab destination to go to. So it needs like like a lab arrival yard that acts as like a lab build dispatcher thing. Kajigga. It looks like I got some stuff, and you've already done the rounds. I probably, yeah, I've completely drained it of all of its thingies. I mean, given that I've got to wait for the postal service to deliver all these materials to build up the circuits, I think it's probably not a bad idea to maybe think about the lab distribution system sort of nowish, rather than sitting on it. In general, I'd like to get this one going, though. Excellent. Why aren't you going specifically? You don't have iron plate because... Oh, you don't have an inserter. I mean, realistically, probably don't need this many inserters. Oh, never mind. You do need that many inserters. Dear. I mean, it's not really surprising. I mean, you don't need that inserter. It's not like iron plates on the struggle bus right now. I arguably probably don't need more than as much as what I've got. Like more than 3. Because that's compressing a belt already. You know, taking a belt from a or taking a build from a slower speed is a bit of an oversight on my part. Not considering how much it's going to need to be reduced. Most circuit control stuff is fun if you like circuits, but it's better avoided if possible. Yeah, part of that is why I haven't really gone too deep into it yet. Number of seen badly remaking to LTN because they must have LTN because it's better because they think they can have fewer trains or just using interrupts because they're new. Yeah, that is pretty much why I've been using the system they have. I mean, it's a bad implementation, but it's simple and it kind of gets the job done. It's not my favorite. Train count, yes. Yeah, it's not my favorite system, the current one, but it's dead simple and it's the minimum viable system that the developers sort of intended. Qualifier sort of intended. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think this had is that second row? Are you seriously producing enough to kind of impressive that is. Yeah, I don't even need the third row. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I could potentially reinstate it to speed it up in the not too distant future. But for now, though, yeah. I realistically probably should have seen that coming and realised it, but that's on me. So just unbalance the crap out of this, because that's what you want in life, is just to unbalance your thingy builds. Go in there, go in there, go in there, go in there. I don't want to deal with you. I mean, it does mean that I'm gonna have to. Oh, there is it there. I have to deal with this with all the other builds too, but this is fine. I suppose I could just add like this to the not green circuit, the blue circuit build. M, the letter M. What are you doing? The literal letter M. You better be legendary. Yes, you are. So what are the chances of you getting a train allocated? Pretty low. Pretty low is the answer because it's cargo load, not item load. Now it's got a train. Now let's get to my color picker. You go there. The stream is brought to you by the letter M. No, it's M is over on YouTube there. Alright, how much crap have you got now? You've completely drained Gleba of all of your... Yes. How's that looking? I mean, it's basically 200 an hour. Improving on that is going to be difficult. I mean, it's mostly a lack of jelly. Realistically, I can actually supply... Oh, I can't supply the carbon fiber, actually. Well, actually, I can't supply the carbon fiber that easily. All the other crap can be. Oh, you're actually struggling on blue circuits of all things. Well, the solution to that is just throw more blue circuits at it. Redicus! On Twitch this time. How's that? Ooh, there was a thingy I was going to do. I've forgotten what it was now. Can't have been that important. There. Scoop up more jelly brains now. Yeah, so this thing can start to be deconstructed. Like that. Yeah, YouTube doesn't see a lot of activity, fortunately. Gone away now. Do anything? You don't do anything. You don't do anything. Quite sure where this... Oh. Yeah, I suppose... well, the laser turrets don't really do anything anymore here. So this... not have a way out. Not really. That's a bit of a problem. Because like carbon fiber, again, not really that useful because it's over here now anyway. Can probably get rid of all this. Just junk it all. Junk it. That should do that. Now, what I want to do is pretty much just commit this purely to thingy crafting, which does mean I do need a few smooth brains, but not many. You only need the one bioflux. Probably don't need that either, and just use that instead. I might not do that, but I'll deactivate the recipes. Maybe delete one of them. You should start crafting once you've unloaded all your mold. Oh yeah, the remnant nutrients. You don't have any nutrients though. Alright, over there you go then. Oh, actually a better way there. It's just hacking and repurposing the Gleba build. Could possibly go wrong. So you don't need to do that now. Right now, we're sending mold into an thingy there. Want to make YouTube videos? The basics of upcycling are one. Yeah, I need to make a proper list. I say I make a list. I never really make a formalized list. I should just get a notepad and put it next to me. Well, that didn't go very far. Because you're full of mold. It's like everything around here. What's wrong with it? It's full of mold. Every time. I think I wired that. Yeah, I wired that to the wrong inserter as well. Are you actually... What are the chances? Not very likely. Oh. Well, that didn't escalate quickly. I think it's safe to say that I don't need the second one of these. Or the bioflux nutrients thing. There we go. So at least that build has some reason to continue to exist. One of the things I was considering doing was like a basics of Gleba, because even on Reddit, there's people saying, "Oh, here's how you do Reddit," and there's just all this stuff you don't need to do. Like they talk about getting bogged down doing, the iron and copper bacteria, but you really don't need to do that. Just ship it in. Let Navis do it for you. You're bringing, you're taking science away. So on the return trip to pick up more science, you might as well bring some stuff back. It'd be more effective. Right, so we're passive providering that. Are we actually in robo range? Yeah, we're in robo range. Alright, since you're not really doing much, let's crank. Oops, wrong one. It's a good thing that's not actually there. 600, please. Yeah, that should help with the thingy situation. Oh, you got a few legendary there. If I really wanted to pick up the carbon fiber, I might turn this up and just or force this thing to be on again. Maybe set this to like 200. Should really have a constant for this as well. Now keep it at 100. Keep your word 100. And then... where will we do it? Probably you. We'll just grab a constant combinator. Oh, a decider combinator, sorry. Go to you there. You seem a particularly sprightly one. Personally, would want to bring as little as possible just because it's fun to start from scratch, even if it's not efficient. Yeah, I mean, it's not a... people do Gleba starts, so it's not a... entirely unfounded... Founded? It's not an idea that is, terrible in every regard. I mean, there is also the challenge aspect, the, like redoing the crash landed part. At the same time, it should be possible for you to shuttle more resources back without too much difficulty. Even if you get yourself deadlocked, then you send the platform to bring a few little necessities. What am I looking for? This thing. Really scatterbrain tonight. Greater than... we'll say 100. Output 1 of that. Wrong one. That. Did the opposite almost everything send via rocket before going to new planet? That is something that you can also do. You can... Oh yeah, because it's 100. 90. Yes, this should spawn up a whole lot of carbon fiber of the legendary type. Which in turn should turn on all these. Yep. Yep. Start crafting more. So hopefully that should help produce a little bit more legendary stuff. There's probably a little bit of inefficiency on account of the fact that it's going to keep going back into itself. Like making more tool belts, legendary tool belts, to then recycle down instead of funneling them directly into here. I mean, it's going to get funneled into there anyway. Yeah, it's mainly the jelly cubes that holds those back. Alright, you are returning. Your Gleba runs on nuclear. I've done that before. In the beta period, I did that. I put sent some nuclear over. Yeah, you're gonna need to launch more of that than that. Ah, very nice. Got a delivery of soy kits. As a side note, I am actually feeling like switching up games at some point. I've been doing a lot of this for a few months now. Need to break it up a little bit. I've actually found myself looking at Rattopia again, which is an interesting game, but oh, you got a call from work? Interesting game. I don't know if it's streamable though. I do have a bunch of other games that I grabbed last year that I wanted to do but haven't really covered yet. There's a few puzzle games because I do enjoy the odd puzzle game. The itch for Transport Tycoon has been brewing again. There's always that one. It always ends up being a single session. There's always ends up being a one and done. I don't know what it is. I just don't have the motivation. It's kind of frustrating. I don't have the motivation to do the mega maps anymore in that. I used to build some crazy networks. And yeah, I just can't do it anymore. Pretty sure I've been through this before. I mean, having said that, I've been playing that game for a really long time. So I've kind of done everything you can do in it. Actually, no, I haven't done logic gates. I mean, there was not much reason for it to, like, there wasn't a practical reason to do logic gates with trains in Transport Tycoon. Which is quite funny when you say it out loud. It's just, yeah, it's like and or and not gates using trains moving around on tracks and signal combinations. And you could chain them together. It was quite a thing, but it was mostly useless. Oh, okay, I did get some of those. You. I came back because I was like, did I actually get everything? And yeah, kinda, but not really. It's actually getting a lot of fusion parts too. Tell you back in the day, your networks were crazy. I had some wild ones. It's kind of a shame. One of the first big tracks, first big mega tracks that I did, or mega networks that I did, not mega tracks. It was a mega network that I did. I don't have the save for anymore. I lost it. Very sad about that. Oh, those are off. I do have a few later ones. Like I think the oldest one that I have is from 2002. Yeah. Well, once the red circuits flow. We'll figure out what needs to be consolidated here. I imagine a fair chunk of this. Yeah, I figure my solution is to charge it up and then just start hacking away at it to see what is actually needed. All right, you just need plastic, and then you're good to go. You need that. Now you're satisfied. Satisfied. And you're not satisfied. Now you're satisfied. Right, so now I need to get a plastic to do them somehow. I mean, there is a coal patch, a sad coal patch, I should say, right there. Has potential. So to get plastic, it's just coal and petroleum gas. Conveniently, mining coal pretty much gives you petroleum gas into plastic directly. Yeah, it would be a I think it was a TTD patch save, because OpenTTD wasn't out by then. I think OpenTTD came out in 2003 from memory. It should also be noted that OpenTTD didn't become anything of significance until 022 or something like that. Because 010 is a one-to-one from the ground up source re-implementation of Transport Tycoon Deluxe. So it doesn't have... So 010 doesn't have the TTD patch features which you have in the in the game settings window now. And they started adding those in 020, I think. And it wasn't until like 022 or 02 something where there was a significant number, like there was a reasonable number of just fundamental quality of life things to make the game playable. I could go look, actually. Now I'm just tickling memory lane. Yeah, before OpenTTD, what you would do is you would play. So there was this program called TTD Patch, and what that added a lot of the, well, how do I say it? It had these patches that gave quality of life things. So things like building rails on slopes, enabling all placeable industries. I'm trying to remember everything now. It's all that stuff. Towards the end of its life cycle, it was starting to hit. So this would have been about 99 or 2000. I think that was what the state of TDD patch was. And yeah, by at the end of the run, it had pre-signals in TDD patch which didn't have any graphics. You sort of had to imagine them. Let's see now. I'm kind of curious now. 2004. 021, there you go. Where are we at? The thing's not telling me anything, apparently. So if I press that, what happens? I don't really understand how that works, but okay. How about that? Why don't you do things? I've broken my OBS in some way. That's annoying. I think hang on, so that's that. That's that. That's that. That's that. That's that. You. Why is that doing that? See, I'm pressing the button and it's not doing the button. What about that? So you. Railroad D&D. Alright, so you... Nope, that's not the one. I'm now... Yeah, we're editing things on the live. We want to go... What are we... Oh, this thing's so big. There's so many things. So, my thing is so overcomplicated. It's, So, like, the... Everything is built up of scenes, layered scenes, like a function. Game source. So Oh, I see why. You should be controlling that. There we go. That's what happens when you touch things. Things get broken. So where are we at? So we're there. Just make sure there's nothing incriminating. Yep. There. Yeah. So yeah, 2004. The mini integrated nightlies. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 20. You can see when I sort of stopped paying attention around 2010. Yeah, it would have been around 2009 that I stopped playing. But that's a good run. That's I mean that's 6 years of open TDD, and then there was like another 4 years of TDD patch before that. So I got a good 9 years out of it. I think the other stuff might actually be missing now. Now that I'm looking at it. So what I do is I have this folder of it's all the if I ever download it. So back in the day, whenever you download something, I would throw it into this folder, and it was like all the different things for different games. So like if I was to pluck a random oh, that's save games. Okay. If I was to pluck what's something relatively consistent with the yeah, something like that. So like if I downloaded something, for example, like for a game like Red Alert, what I would do is, I would put it into this folder here. So like, I mean, this one, you go back to 97 now, around to 2000, and backup save games, all that sort of thing, so on and so forth. And yeah, and it's just lived there ever since. So I've just accumulated this collection of stuff. Haven't done a full playthrough since playing with a friend right now. Just want to ask, has the biggest struggle with Megabase so far, or what has been the struggles? What's been the biggest struggle? For me, it's mostly just been managing everything. Just the scale of everything has been so much more difficult to grapple with. But otherwise, once you start getting big, the hub becomes the bottleneck. Like getting stuff into and out of the hub starts to become more difficult. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've seen. I haven't run into it yet. Like you got to be producing a lot of science to really hit that limit. Promethium ships really kill the game UPS once they start going out. So that's also a bit of... Oh, Promethium in general is a bottleneck. What else? There's a bit of slowness with biter stuff, like like the biter regs in Prod 3 modules slows you down, but it's not the worst. It's all just time, really. It just once you set something up and it works consistently, it just takes time, and eventually it'll get there. The interesting thing is that like Vulcanus, like I've got a whole train network on there, but it's not really needed. Like this is really overbuilt. I highly recommend not over exploring Vulcanus too. Like once you get a few patches going on of tungsten, you're pretty much set. Calcite, you can ship it. I was originally. Once you get uh, the asteroid processing productivity up, you get to the point where you can just quite easily capture calcite from space, and yeah. Probably Gleba. Interestingly, is actually pretty like everyone fears it, but it's actually quite straightforward. I've sort of pretty much conquered. Like there goes Bioflux. Just this here produces carbon fiber and Bioflux. Like it reduces down to nothing, and this here, so you got what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 biochambers feeds these 12 machines that produce the Gleba Science, and this is producing 11,000 Gleba Science. Like it's stupid. So like conversely, Gleba, once you get it up and running, it just looks after itself. One rocket fuel producer, one circuit producer, and one low density structure producer just runs all these. I mean, this is barely a fraction. This one build can actually run like 20 of these builds. It's stupid. But yeah, Gleba, on the other hand, is not something to worry about. As far as other planets go, Fugora is probably the most difficult to really scale up because you're just constantly battling the output of the scrap, which in turn eats a lot of UPS. So that's Fugora is a bit of a headache in that regard. It's something that I've been trying to tackle, but I just keep losing the motivation to. Wow, that's actually turned off too now. That's kind of impressive. Considering that's like a 15 million, 14 million patch. Aquilo, like Fulgora, just looks after itself. You build what you need, and you just never look at it again, and it doesn't matter. The boss sadness is sadness, but otherwise, yeah, just it just doesn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's just scaling up Fulgora, the UPS burden of Prometheum ships, and down it goes. Is that dumped all of them? No. Oh, it's satisfied, that's why. Yeah, eventually it won't be able to drop, like it'll get to the point where it drops all of them and just immediately leaves. This one might do it. Oh, I need to turn on the Aquilo stuff. The Aquilo, the new Aquilo science. Yeah, I hope that sort of summarizes it. Oh, you're picking up, not dropping off. I'm an idiot. Yeah, hub. Let's say it's and just time. It's just the scale of everything makes it just makes it so much more uh of a longer playthrough. Like in base game, you can, with enough people and enough drive and motivation, you can slam through most of the game in a few days and just get a pretty serious Megabase going. But this, it's a much slower burn. It's a long run. So Waffles, you were saying you have some forgotten folders on your hard drives you came across sometimes. Feels like walking into ancient ruin. It does feel like that sometimes. Alright, let's take the spiders up there again. You set up the thingy there. What do we want? We want oil refineries. Start with 10. We're going to need a whole bunch of chemical plants. What else are we going to need? A pipe, of course. Apparently 82 is... Oh, it's 0.5, right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Top tip, you can put fractions in. I'll drop those. There's no real... I don't have any real need for legendary big poles. .com bubble. Am I doing quality asteroid shuffle? Yeah. This thing made legendary stuff so quickly. It was the platform. It's a bit of a work in progress. I sort of set up to do other quality stuff, but I never really sort of did anything with it. Because at the end of the day, it needs Narvis and Vulcanus to sort of support it anyway. So there's not much point putting crafting on board. I mean, still put circuits on board anyway. But yeah, but they're like, what is it? The electric planet, the Fulgora gives it the plate, all of this crap, the holmium plate, the soldy sticks, and the supercapacitors. The calcite it produces itself. Ethan, fighting for stream time. Oh, he's back from the COVID, is he? Yeah, bakes its own steel and such. Yeah, that was. I feel like that was a. I feel like I had a bit of an innovation for doing the auto crafting, but at the same time, I'd never really finished it. I was still like, this thing didn't. When I first built this thing, it didn't even have full legendary quality modules. I just sort of threw whatever into it, and it made legendary plates so quickly, which in turn meant that I could make legendary items so quickly, which in turn gave me legendary quality modules very quickly. It was quite impressive. I was amazed by that. Unfortunately, the way I built the ship is it can't go to Aquilo, and it would benefit going to Aquilo. Now, I need to get back up there. It's weird that not that long time ago, music was on CDs. Yeah, it's actually something I haven't pursued. I've always had a bit of a thing for having music on CDs, but it's something I've equally just not really pursued in a while now. Sort of fallen out of the habit. Admittedly, I haven't really touched any new music in a while. Anyway, wrong way. Go there, like that. Excellent. Alright, so we want this whole patch of stuff. How do I want to do this? Probably just throw things down and see what happens. Kind of do this. So what we do is we do basic. No, we do cold liquefaction. Sorry, not basic oil. It's kind of dumb. Do cold liquefaction. Alright, we gonna need some chemical plants. I do this the lazy way? Yes, yes I do. That way I get all of the pipes. Go. I mean, I get all of the wooden power poles, unfortunately. But it means it's all the pipes that I don't need to deal with are already done. Just that one tile space. Only 4 beacon. Oh yeah, of course you're only 4 beacon. I'm gonna have to redo it with pipes properly, aren't I? I have to do the pipes that I didn't want to do. Ah, it's a solar. Alright, Volcanist, are you my savior? Sort of. I mean, you got this part right. At least past me got this part right, I perhaps could even say. I mean, this would be a lot easier if I wasn't trying to be lazy. Why liquefy coal on Navis? Yeah, it just means that I can do everything here. That's the point of the game. Be lazy. I mean, there's literally an achievement for being lazy. Kind of hard to follow a motor stream when your head feeling all stuffed up thanks to the flu, but manage with a bowl with a nice tea and a hot bowl. Oh, a nice tea. That'd go down well. There we go. Well, hopefully it does go. Hopefully it's not headache inducing to follow along what I'm doing. 2, 3. I mean, 3 of these is probably a wild amount of production. Probably. Now. Nah, just use a boiler. It's the name of the game. It's automating everything, automating the universe. Yeah, I'll just bet against my own competence there. I've not done a smart. I've done an unsmart. It helps with the mucus buildup. Yeah, it feels, and it just feels good too. Just that nice, like it just has such a relieving feeling, which definitely also, I think, I feel like does help. How are you all out of stuff? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Just as soon as I say it, yeah, the spiders turn out their back pockets and suddenly magically find what was missing. Right, so we want to send that away when heavy oil is greater than like 2,000. Say 5,000. 5,000. I like having a good buffer just in case. Then we want to crack down all the things. I mean, currently, warming up, as a side note, warming up right now is not a problem for me currently. Because good God, it's been hot lately. Has it ever been hot? Okay, that's something that vaguely resembles coal liquefaction, or oil processing specifically. Alright, can you not hold on to those? Please and thank you. Blech. Yeah, that's not fun. Alrighty. It's gonna be mostly me just doing this, isn't it? Alright. Get rid of that request. Hey, I got a fair few, got a fair few crap ones as well. Yes, take them away. Take them all away. There you go. Wish you could unread it. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, that's there forever now. And there's a very high chance you've been there before, realistically. I could also say head on over to JD, where he's probably doing it right now. If anything, you'd be lucky it never happened. That is, yeah, it's not pleasant. It's probably a bit of a physiological angle to it as well. Some more prone to such a thing happening than others. Anyway, let's not dwell too much on that. Yeah, I do need to end a little early. Oh wow, that's actually still going. Do need to end a little early today, unfortunately. I mean, we did go over last time, so Keeps it in balance. But yeah, we'll have to stop a little early. Talking again, just general rambling about future things. I do want to have a look at doing some programming streams. So I want to do some Python testing with ANSI codes on something that actually interprets ANSI escape sequences. And I don't know where to go with it, but just play around with it and see what happens. I think there's actually a Python package for doing just that. You fetch me a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm going to have to run some water from all the way over there, but that's fine. Actually, no, low-level programming? Sorta. I mean, I've been programming microcontrollers for a very long time. But yeah, so for the thingy, I need to program in some. I don't know what I want to make with it, but I want to be able to do some ANSI escape sequences. Because there's nothing that, well, technically there is, but like now that I've got a thing that actually, I've got the thingy that actually interprets them properly. You can actually do something that isn't faking it. Admittedly, I don't do like assembly and C stuff much anymore. Life's too short for that. Later programs in batch files. That's something I've forgotten. I had to do it recently, and it's something I'd completely forgotten how to do batch files. And I've forgotten how obtuse the language was, or the syntax was. It's batch scripting and or shell script. Batch scripting slash shell scripting is a very old beast. Syntax is very terse. The thing froze there for a moment. I was like, did I do that? No. Fine. Alright. Module train stops. I need to go back through and really revise these. Sort them out. Go there. Excellent. He's right here. Worth going into programming now with AI writing better code? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about AI writing better code. It's I don't know how much you've seen of stuff like Claude, but it's really good at regurgitating really basic stuff, I've found, but not very good at really, those are bulk inserters. It's not good once you start going into drilling down into more detailed stuff. say Claude, but it also affects Copilot. But from memory, people were praising Claude as being pretty good. AI to write the boot. Yeah. Oh. When did you get hit by something? Interesting. That happens every now and then. I have no idea why. To this day, I still don't know why that happens. Stuff randomly gets blown up in transit from Aquilo. Ah, overburdened. I had a feeling that was going to happen. 343. Yeah. I should have gone from the other side, where I was originally going to go. I can pump it, but I don't want to. If I can keep it as a single thingy, then that would be better. Just a dense group of rocks? Yeah, very likely. Oh, that's the wrong pump. Where is the right pump? There. There you are. You go there, please. And there. What's our extent? 16. 68. Boop. And 188. $207. There we go. Plug in the boiler. All major airlines. Yeah, they still run on some variation of. I mean, yeah, there's probably a system I could do involving actually, I could split this in half. Yeah, I could do something incorporating, but again, the laziness takes hold. Do one better again. That's that. Don't know what bothers you more, the inverted quality colors of the spiders or the speed difference. Oh, because the legendary is purple and the rear. I suppose this one should be really be blue, shouldn't it? Not pink, purple. So if I made it more like that, or tone down that. like that. It's more just pure blue, like a sky blue, isn't it? Not like that. Like it's somewhere. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that works. There we go. How about that? Now it's consistent. It's wrong, but it's consistently wrong. OCD keyword. I didn't think that through very well. Could have just fed it directly the other way. That. uh. Yeah, completely remove the need for any of that. I can do. Then, with the aid of some substations, run this straight away over to the boiler. Then we can power it. And holy crap, that's a lot of coal in my pockets. Alright, now all I need is a water supply that actually works because I moved these over. It's unplugged itself. Alright, we got our steam. Yeah, you're gonna need a whole lot more of that. Interlocking minus up? Nah. Go, got some steam. Now I just need some oil. Alright, for oil, we need to go get some heavy oil. It's the kind of annoying part of seeding coal liquefaction, but it's not the worst. Right, I think it's down, yep, around about here. I overshot it just a little bit. Where's a convenient tap? Probably there. Thank you, bots. So kind. Really appreciate you dumping all this crap in my inventory. We want to fill the heavy oil. Kajiga, can you please bring me some thingies? Dump me that coal while you're at it. Exactly what we need. Water turning plaque. Ah, yes, the signs of civilization. It's how you know the base is close, as it goes from nice clear blue to murky dark green. Alrighty, we need another assembler. There, empty das oil. Just like that. Ah, of all things, it's actually steam on the struggle bus. Boilers struggle more than I remember. I assume you're backed up on light oil. You're... Oh, I got those crossed. There we go. Yep, so now you're backed up on gas. And now, the last piece of the puzzle is coal for the... oh, thank you. Thingies? Sure, why not? Some chemical plants to then output plastic. Not sure how much I need. It's probably going to be like that. If I was to hazard a guess, something like that. And then double it. Yeah. No cryoplant. That is a good point. I completely forgot about that. I don't have cryoplants on me. Well, back we go again. I always forget about the cryoplants for plastic. It's not like they didn't do it originally or something. I forget why. Or it was because I never really got to got deep into Aquilo early on the first playthrough. So yeah, it was going to be like 2 cryoplants that feeds each belt. It's a very sharp transition. The color change in the water. Cryoplant. All right. I suppose there's no reason not to plug gas in going through rather than going up through the bottom. That would make a lot more sense. And there. Right, you got gas. You need modules. You just need some coal after that. Okay. 3, 4. Go there. Just shooting from the hip a little bit here, seeing what works. I thought it was not quite enough. Wonderful. Working with cryoplanes without the heat pipes? Yes, yes it is. It also occurs to me that I don't need to do that. I can just... That's probably going to fill the whole belt directly. Just, yeah, like that there. Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. Yep. As expected, one of these fills an entire belt. Plus change. There. Da-ba-da-ba-da. Plastic. It's there. And having said all that, and having demolished all the other stuff, I can just go back to it. There. You know, just add more output belts. Oh dear. It's kind of a little silly, these cryoplanes here. There we go. 4 lanes of plastic, just like that. Just pump it up to 8, really. It doesn't even really... Arguably, it doesn't need a balancer at this point. Yeah, could do more. Can do more. So this is why going big is difficult. This would be the one thing that's difficult about going big, is that it's hard to just move items in and out of those machines. You should come up here. Oh, another plastic train's in. And hopefully there'll just be some trains now permanently roaming around. Plastic productivity? Something stupid. Oh, it's already at 300%. There we go. The research, 20. So yeah, 200%. So I could pull modules out. I mean, probably, yeah. Doing direct. It's just that this thing's sort of a stepping stone to a bigger build. Yeah, I was expecting this thing to be fast, but I wasn't expecting this much. There's a problem with taking an older build and copy-pasting it to make it fit. For red circuits, yeah. That's close enough. So yeah, it already outputs full lane anyway. Yeah, turns out it only needs 2. How about that? Well, I overbuilt this thing to some stupid extent. Oh, that Vulcanus one. I mean, it is really old, this one. This is pre-all quality. This is maximum base quality, actually. Oh, huh. It was never actually fully moduled anyway. That's why it was so big. Another call from it? Alrighty. Have a good one. Hopefully, work isn't too demanding. The rest of your day, if we don't see you. As I say, I need to get off a little early today anyway. I'll get out of here a little earlier than usual today. Don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, we'll see. It's a bit of an all we'll see situation. We could just dump it. Right, so that's most of the way to circuits being done. Jeez, it only just barely comes in time. And that should lead to this just needing acid. At which point I need to make a acid train supply. So I need to think about that. The item load, not cargo load. It's an annoying inconsistency that I have between worlds. Go. Yeah. Demand 2 trains of you. And the vacation ends. That's a very late vacation holiday. Oh, send off alt view. Ah, there's a red circuit train. Yeah, this is really just to sort of kickstart science and start speeding things up. Sort of a bit. I think it's just the inconsistent plastic supply. There's just a lot of trains moving in and out of here. There they are. Like, it's starting to get busy here. There's a lot of trains moving through. Yeah, it's fully clogged up with fluid trains. Might need to just make it bigger. I'm also just sort of doing the mental gymnastics of how to expand sulfuric acid production in a not very sophisticated and very lazy kind of way. the easiest way to at least expand this part is just make it longer so I can add more lanes. So, then we'll go there. Right, so that's now consistent, making copy pasting a little bit easier on me. There we go. That's how you do it. Expand this thing to stupid levels. So how many stations is that? 8. 9. 8. Okay. Trying to over deconstruct. Oh, never mind. Committed now. There we go. Tap the coal liquefaction. But that is true, I could do that. I mean, it's not like there isn't a shortage of stuff to do the job. I sort of don't have it in mind because I generally try and mentally and physically isolate these things from each other. Here we go. So that's much expanded. Yeah, just like that. Go find, say, this thing here. Just throw that down. Summon the spiders. Oh, it's amazing. You can just go over the top. Actually, what I should have done was maybe align it to a grid. Not really that much of a practical use for it, but it's a good idea nonetheless. I can merge there, and then come up there. Just get rid of that, and then there. I mean, realistically, it probably only needs one cryo plant to do all this. So I suppose it is actually one cryo plant if account for the fact that I'd need one to do sulfur specifically, and then turn it into acid. So I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, it seems to be gas shortage. Steam shortage. Okay. More boilers then. Golden rule with rails. Airline everything. Only Experian would be outposts. Grid align everything. Except for outposts. Always forget iron. Yeah, I was gonna just tap off like one of these iron patches, or maybe tap off one of the molten iron unloads. Maybe even just send iron unload in as well, and just cast it directly. Even with the gas shortage, it's still just flying along. It's a slight improvement. This is where like a heating tower would come in potentially. Because like a boiler is 1.8 megawatt max, whereas this is 10 max? 10, yeah, max. What I'll probably do is fix that in the background. Yeah, that's maxed out basically. Right, we don't want any belts. Might have all that. Grab that, and then just throw that down there. That seems to be covering everything. Huh, that's actually not filling. Oh, that's why. There we go. Now it's happy. Here's a stop that we prepared earlier. Oh yeah, because it's not got anything in it yet. So now we just need a foundry to cast some iron plate. So just going to break into this and do it that way. All right, you actually, how many do, so with the plastic, does actually need 4? It's down to 4 already. 3? Yeah, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Speed modules. So yeah, it only needs that many now for plastic. I think it's at a similar state for steel, but there's not much point really changing it until it reaches 300%. We're casting that into plates. So water. I mean, as soon as you start moving acid, it's going to be water. 1,000, 3,000. Yeah, good enough. And it's already allocated a train. Nice. As the pump speed slowly goes down. Yeah, it really needs another set of pumps to ram it in. Hmm. You waiting for? Oh, it's just literally eating all the circuits. It's just this peak of like nothing. Wow. Yeah, 2,600, 2,800, and just brrr, 30,000. It's like 10 times what it was doing before. Poured doors on the beacon. Yeah. It's safe to assume I can pull these out then. Just sort of knew was coming. It's just a question of how much was actually needed. But now we know. Can actually compress the belt. Peaks out on 25,000. Yeah, I mean, this thing, I don't want to invest too much time in it because, as I keep saying, this is just a means to an end. It's just to sort of bootstrap the next phase of science. Like, I mean, this science, the green science and the red science, I think is permanent. Like, these are the final builds. But I need to make the blues and the purples and the yellows in their proper form. Oh, in the military too, in their proper form, and get them out of here. Like I can probably export these and have them brought in externally now. Just eliminate those entirely. Potentially even fully migrate the starter base up to here, or the actual crafting base up to where the hub is, and get it away from down here. Maybe we'll see. A few things that are a bit undecided at the minute. Problem, I want to get away from the crash ship and all that stuff there. I want to, have plenty of room for activities. It probably is here, having said that. So I could probably consolidate the starter base and maybe just move the hub back down to here, even though I put it up there. I just didn't want, the reason it's up there is I just didn't want too much over here. Just sort of make it more central to the labs. But whatever works, really. It's entirely possible I could pull 8 lanes out of this. But yeah, as I say, it's just a bootstrap. It's not really, permanent. Alright, I think next time, because it's now time, I'm already past when I was meant to end. Next time I need to start looking at the next phase of science. So I need to start looking at chemical science. Das Blue Science. We've got the advanced circuits. We just need to think about sulfur and engines for it. I wonder if it's possible to do some kind of direct thingy build. I haven't thought about direct train builds in a while, so it'll take a bit of thinking, I think. A bit of thunking. Yeah, that'll do for me for now. Happy with the results. External pushed circuits external as a consequence got plastic actually too. Yeah, so tomorrow is a bit of a maybe. See how we go. Best way to know when you're online is Discord. Usually get a ping beforehand. I want to try and be a little bit better with that, but times are a little bit weird. There. I'm just being a little slow. And you go there. The VODs are on the YouTubes. But yeah, other than that, that'll do for today. So thank you for watching, hanging out. Appreciate you being here and all those follows and all that good stuff. And I shall see you next time. Blam. Oh, I know, I know. I don't know why I put it there, but it's funny. Well, at least in my mind.